Alright, well I guess since it's raining, I'll let my car warm up and get straight to it. So the reason why I want to talk about what's involved in the old school F100 Coyote swap is because I may hopefully I will hopefully have a build similar to that I'm gonna have on my channel. It will be a 73 F100. I'll go ahead and put pictures all right here so you guys can look at it. It's a 73, it's a long bed. I think the color that it's painted has been painted like 8,000 times. I think it's magenta pearl, whatever the case is. And right now it has a 351 Windsor, which is, there's nothing wrong with that at all, but doing the Coyote swap would definitely be, it is a different animal than the Windsor, obviously. So I was kind of on the fence about it, and really, like, it was initially when I was looking at it, it was just a lot of money. I'm like, why are you gonna spend 15 grand for a motor swap that's gonna probably make like 370 or 380 wheel to start? I'm like, no, I'm not about that. But I'm not taking into consideration any of the labor. Whenever I talk about something or anything that's going on with the build, labor is nothing that's on there, unless it's going to be something like a machine shop or, you know, like transmission overhauls or rebuilds, you know, stuff like that. I'll go ahead and I'll send that stuff out, but everything else will be done in-house, whatever. So really, all I've been looking at that you need, and I met two of these trucks over at Caffeine and Octane over here, the last Caffeine and Octane I had before it, you know, this whole virus hit, will be a fatfendergarage front, not K-member, but front motor mount bracket adapter or cross member that they have in the front that puts modular motor mounts and the motor drops in. I saw two of these trucks and they both had it, and the fitment was like, it was pretty nice. The only thing you have to worry about is, like, you know, the old school trucks, like a giant brake booster. We'll go ahead and take care of that. That'll be fine. I mean, that's nothing really. Between, if I'm doing all these parts right, between the cross member or K member, whatever you want to call it, Fatfender Garage actually has headers made for a Coyote in a 69 and 73 truck F100, which is pretty dope. You know, they're going to be they're priced around the same price that all these other headers are going to be priced at. The steering rack looks like it would fit, because it didn't look like nothing crazy. Like I said, it looks like it fits in there. So K member or whatever it is, headers, I'm not going to count exhaust, because we can go ahead and make the rest of the exhaust or whatever we want on it, because no one's going to have a kit for that truck. And then if one does make a kit axle back with a Fatfender Garage, I mean, it's going to cost like $3 grand or whatever, because everyone's going to make their money on it. Forward control pack with a 6R80. It's probably going to be around 2,000 if you look just general, like on Ford Performance's website or Summit Racing. Then of course you're going to need to pay for the actual engine and trans that you're going to be working with, which surprisingly to some people's belief is not really as much as people would think. In our case, what we may end up doing is buying a salvaged or wrecked, like just completely done, rolled over King Kong, went like that on it, Gen 2 Coyote. We don't really want to mess with the Gen 1 stuff. We would prefer to have a Gen 2. If we can get our hands on a Mustang motor and 6R80, that would be preferred, because as far as I'm concerned, the compression ratios are a little different on the F150 than compared to actual Mustang. The F150, I believe, has a little bit lower compression than the Mustang motors. And one of the guys over there, the two of the guys that I met, I'm mad that I don't know what club or whatever they're from, but I'll put the pictures in here again. That one had a Mustang motor and one had a truck motor. So $2 grand for a control pack. Let's just say, I mean, the header, I'm not even going to count the headers. something work. So $2,000 for the control pack, $1,200 for the headers or so, $300 or $400 for the cross member stuff, the motor mounts. The trans mount we can fabricate, we can make if it doesn't work. I've heard a little bit about that from talking to the guys that at least their specific trans, their mount didn't really work from Fatfender. I don't know all the details about it because I know one guy was using a TKO transmission and another guy was using a 6R80. So, dude, again, I think when I get in front of the camera, I just get burpy. I just get gassy every time I talk a lot. I had a hot pocket too. I like hot pockets. Motor and trans, you can find out of a wrecking yard or whatever, or like in our case, what we're gonna try and do is get the whole truck and swap everything over. Now, we will still need the control pack because we're not gonna swap every body control module over. It's not like we're gonna try and do a complete, interior, the Sync 3, the dash, everything, the lights. We're not gonna try and do all that, not right now. But if we can get an entire truck for cheap, I think that will be the better option. If we can get it for like maybe $4,000 or $5,000 or so, depending on what's out there. Because if you look at a whole pallet, if you get like something from I'm so mad that I forgot their name right now. I'm gonna go to hell. I'm going to hell. Parts Farm. If you get something from Parts Farm, you're gonna it's pricey, very pricey. I think YOLO Douchebag did a video where he talks about it. Now, if you are gonna do something like I said earlier, where you're gonna swap everything and make the whole inside of that 73 F100 like the car that you took it out of, then it would work. But in our case, control pack, it comes with the ECU, mass airflow sensor, the accelerator pedal, everything. Put it in, turn it on, that's it. And from there, since it's a control pack, and that means you can marry an N-Gauge or an SCT device to it, call Lund, and we can start doing everything that we want to do to the car. So I think it depends where we can find a motor for cheap or not. And really, a F150 long block is going for pretty cheap. I mean, if we can get the long block, do whatever work we want to do to it. Say if we do want to put a basic ass set of rods and pistons in it, or just give it a once over, new timing guides and all that kind of good stuff, oil pump gears, and make it take a beating a little bit better. That would be also a good valuable option for us to do too. There's plenty of stuff that we have to weigh, but in total, if I were to count in total, control pack, engine, trans, no labor, it's gonna be less than 7, 8 or 7 at the most, which the majority of the chunk of it is gonna be in obviously the engine and trans. So it's not the astronomical number of 15 or 20 like I was thinking before, but obviously when you look at those numbers, that's a shop doing that for you. Now, the two things that we have to look at and consider is power steering and AC. I doubt AC is going to be a big necessity in this car that we're doing, because right now it doesn't even have AC right now. But you can just put the blower motor on and put it on a vent, it'll be fine. Power steering. There are some different options I got to look at. I know there's different brackets. I know there's auxiliary pumps and all kinds of other stuff I got to look at and try and get that to work. Well, we'll see what we can do about that. And then once it's in, it is a whole different ball game when it comes to anything. And once that is done and set and running and tuned and up and driving, the only thing left after we get done after that, put a blower on it, make 800 wheel, and just have fun with it. So that's kind of the rundown of what I'm gonna kind of the breakdown of what I'm gonna try and do and what I'm gonna try and put on the channel. And obviously any roadblocks or anything that goes on with it, I'm gonna have it on here to show everybody, because like I said earlier in a bunch of my other videos, that there is a whole lot of shops out there that don't know what they're doing. There are plenty of good shops that do know what they're doing. So I would just like to show you real world scenario stuff of what it actually takes to get somewhere, and what you're gonna need to do. So be on the lookout for that.